Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon. Uh, I'm making this short video to answer a few questions about the high-speed charger and explain a few features of the high-speed charger because there are a lot of people who are buying this item from us, but then they have a lot of questions to ask. So I thought I'll make a short video and that will help everybody to understand what the high-speed charger is all about. So basically, we at the Venus Hybrid Tech, we have different chargers for different vehicles. Those are the older models called the grid chargers. A grid charger basically is a electronic device that connects to the hybrid battery and charges it at a very low current, that is the 350 milliamps or 500 milliamps, and charges the battery and balances it. Whereas we have a high-speed charger basically for the people who are in the business of repairing hybrid batteries, who own workshops or repair facilities, and they want to recondition the batteries at a faster pace. So we created this item and I'm going to show you now. So this is the high-speed charger. As you can see, it has on top, it has a timer, and then at the bottom is a voltmeter window. And at the very bottom is a red switch with the on and off. Number 1 position is on and 0 is off. Then, as you can see on the side, I have a rotary switch. It has 2 positions, 1 and 2. And the purpose of this switch is to give you different voltages. So I will explain the various voltages later. Let me introduce the charger first. And then on the other side, we have another switch which is just an ordinary on and off switch. Same, number 1 is on and number 0 is off. And then, of course, you have the power plug to plug this into the AC power outlet. And in front, you have a 2-pin connector where you will connect a harness to connect to the battery pack. So this is basically what you get when you order a high-speed charger. And then I have 2 models. One model is like this. It has a variable voltage selector switch. So you can you get a range of 4 voltages so that you can work with different vehicles like Hondas and Toyotas and Camry hybrid and Yukon hybrid and Silverado and every other hybrid, including the Lexus and Ford Escape hybrid. This I called as version 1, and the version 2 does not have this selector switch. It is just a fixed voltage and fixed current, and the advantage is that you don't have to really do any settings. It gives you one output and then you adapt that output to whatever you want to do. So this is when you order this charger, before you order, please decide which one do you want. Do you want the version 1, which is a variable voltage, or you want the version 2, which is a fixed voltage. The price difference between the two is $100. This is $500, and the other one, version 2, is $400. Now, let's go over a few things about the functioning of this high-speed charger. So, First thing what I want you people to do is, because we are shipping them via the USPS priority mail, and as you know, although I make all the efforts to make sure that nothing moves inside and nothing gets damaged, but we can't really guarantee you. Sometimes it does get damaged, and therefore, what I want you guys to do is, as soon as you get the charger, please check whether the charger arrived at your location in a working condition or not. And to do that, you simply connect the charger into a power outlet, and as you will see, when you connect, without doing anything, the meter will start working and the timer will start working. And the timer is showing you two readings. The top reading is for how many minutes it will work, and the bottom reading is after working 180 minutes, it will be off for 300 minutes. So this is the time it will be on, and this is the time after that it will be off. And you can reset this anytime by pressing the reset button. So first thing you do, please connect it to the AC power and see that everything is functioning. After you connect the AC power and you see that all the things are working, the light, this is a lighted switch. It just shows you that your power connections are okay, and that's all. Now if you turn this switch on, you see in the window you're seeing 200 volts. So this is the reading when the small red switch is off. So I use this switch basically to work with the Hondas, Honda Civic, Honda Insight Generation 1, Generation 2, and Honda Civic Generation 1 and Generation 2, and also Honda Accord Hybrid. So when this switch is off, this is number one position, this switch is number one position, and this switch is off, red switch is off, you are getting 200 volts. Now if I turn this switch to number 2 position, you are getting 140 volts. So this is for smaller batteries, like sometimes you want to charge half the pack, or you want to charge a battery pack like Prius C, you can use this 140 volts. And then if I turn the red switch on, I'm going to get 285 volts while the selector switch is on number 2 position. And if I turn the selector switch to number 1 position, you're going to get 344 volts. And this voltage is good enough for any vehicle with 40 modules or above. I think maximum modules that you have in any hybrid vehicle is 40 modules. So this charger can work with that. So once again, to recapture the various voltages, you have a selector switch with the position number 1 and 2. If you select number 1 position, there's the highest voltage with the red switch being on. And if you go to number 2 position, you get 285 volts with the red switch on. Now if I turn the red switch off, you will get 200 volts and 141 volts. So those are the 4 voltages that you can get out of this. Now, this charger will also come with a wire harness which has a 2-pin connector on one end. This is a male and the female is on the charger, and at the end you have 2 clips, red and black. These are special clips. I've taken a lot of time to select these, These are very, very safe to handle because sometimes you are handling very high voltages. I don't want anybody to get any shock. So these are all insulated up to 10 amps, whereas the output of high-speed charger is only 1.4 amps. So one thing, just as a precaution, whenever you are working with the high-speed chargers, you don't start connecting the charger to the battery and then to the charger. So what you do is always first connect the terminals onto the battery and then plug in the 2-pin connector. And similarly, when you are finished, always first remove the 2-pin connector and then remove the clips from the battery. What can happen is, by mistake, by chance, you can disconnect this and this falls on the ground and touches each other and can short. You don't want to do that. Always remove the 2-pin connector first and then remove the clips from the battery. Now these chargers can be used whether the battery is inside the vehicle or on the bench. But I basically designed this to work outside on a bench. And but there is no limitation. If you want to work inside the vehicle, you can do that too. Connect the charger to the battery and start charging. Make sure that you know what voltage you want to go up to. All the chargers have the same way of functioning. These chargers will push the voltage up to a point, and after that they will not be able to push anymore. So when you watch, for example, if you're charging a Toyota Prius Generation 2, you know that it has 28 modules. That it can go up to 235, 240, 245 volts. So when you start charging, first thing you have to know is what is the range you are working around. So you know Toyota Prius Generation 2 is going to be 235, 240, may go up to 245. With that knowledge, when you start charging, you watch as the voltage goes up, you'll see it will keep going up, and then it will stop. Once it stops, it's not going to be going up anymore. You watch it. Once it is static at that point, whatever it be, 230, 240, 235, 242, whatever the voltage. If it doesn't move for about 5 to 10 minutes, that's it. Don't use the charger any longer because it's done its job and you should disconnect it now. You turn it off and disconnect. If you want to charge more, maybe you can wait for some time, let the voltage come down a little bit and then charge it again. Don't try to push the voltage unnecessarily when it is not going to do it. So if there is a battery pack, you want to saturate it, my suggestion is charge it, let it sit, charge it again, let it sit, charge it again. Once you see it is saturated, you're done. Now you put a battery into the car and go for a drive, you should be fine. So those are the things I wanted to touch upon in this video. This is my introduction to the high-speed charger version 1. And I will be making videos on all our products one by one so people can get all their questions answered and they don't have to call me. You call me only in case something that is not covered in the videos. I'll be more than happy to answer. Thanks for watching.